you want to live in that same place that Adyashanti does, Adyashanti is an amazing teacher. I didn't actually find out much about him or listen to him much until after I'd actually entered what he calls the abiding phase. I didn't know it was the abiding phase, and was about 6 months into that, and I heard his End of Your World series on CD. Because I'd had major awakenings before that and lost them, I wasn't going to consider myself abiding until I'd hit 4 years and it had deepened significantly. Well, that was a decade ago. So I've been living in the abiding place for over a decade, and it still keeps deepening. Most of my teaching and what I share in this website is literally based in what Adya talks about, because I love what he has to say. When I came here to Australia 10 years ago, I listened to Adyashanti for 2 to 3 hours a day for the first 2 years, and then like an hour a day for the next 2 years after that, because he was the only person on this planet that actually understood me. He was my silent guardian. So there you go. I quite like him. He's amazing. I asked him if he'd mentor me, but he says he doesn't work one-on-one with people anymore. Hence this video. I do mentor people on the other hand. So if you want that sort of guidance from someone that's been down that path, who's come home, who understands what it takes to go from having awakenings into the non-abiding phase, into the abiding phase, then perhaps make contact and we'll chat it over. I can tell you, from what I know now, and what I say is pretty much in alignment with what Adya says, although I do have some differences. In this website, I talk about the laws of grace, from my observations of myself, from others, and listening to Adya's teachings, is that there are these immutable laws that will help you come home fast or not. There are things that will get in the way that I can help tutor you through, that you will only understand and go through when you go through certain levels of consciousness. When you have someone who's been on that path with you, who has gone beyond it, you can move through them fast. In this website, I say it can take, with mentoring, or indeed just following through in what's in this website and with what Adya says, it can take 2 to 4 years to get yourself into the mid-non-abiding phase of awakening. And yes, that's Adya's terminology, because I use it. It's so accurate. A key point of difference is that I say awakening can literally be mathematical. Now, why is that? Awakening, presence, stillness, and your capacity to consciously be there can actually be measured, if you're willing, and if you're self-honest about it. As you measure yourself, you tune your awareness, you get better and better and better at it. It becomes a natural, deeply rooted, unconscious, if not subconscious habit to keep returning into the stillness that you are. It's one of these processes where you can come home. And I'd be surprised if these laws of grace are wrong. I'm totally open to it, but from what I can see, awakening can be mathematical. And it comes down to a couple of the basic things. 1, do you remember to apply yourself? 2, do you apply yourself? And then there's other factors like the depth, the length, the breadth of it, and all the rest. You can measure your stillness, your presence, your beingness by what is going on in your life. Are you present when emotions come through? Are you present when you go into anger or rage? If someone breaks into your house, what's your instantaneous reaction? Do you come into presence first as you feel the chemicals of being violated and all the rest go through your body, or not? Presence and stillness awakening is measurable. And I will help guide you and show you and take you through those unseen potholes that only happen on this journey if you want that assistance. So have a look at some of the other videos on the website. Listen to the video on the Awakening page, Awakening Defined, where I use Ady's framework. And if you're interested, make contact, we'll have a chat and see how I can help you out. So I'm Jason Hopkinson, looking forward to hearing from you if you do want to come home fast. It's totally doable. Hear from you soon.